You know, is it possible that Europe because we're barely taught our history. Did you know that the Pilgrims ended in cannibalism at Jamestown? And do you know why it ended in cannibalism? Now, here are the Pilgrims. They come over here and they want to have a utopia. They're coming for a utopia. They've come from Europe. They're religious people. They know they can be good. They make a compact on the ship. You know what? We have to be good to each other. Your care is my care. Your suffering is my suffering. We all in? Yeah.
But again, these aren't the Plymouth Rock
No.
Pilgrims. These are the Jamestown Pilgrims.
But they're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
They're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
So they go to Jamestown and they come on shore, and what these guys decide to do is take that we're cut from the same, or we're your problem is my problem. They make it literal, and they say, you know what, all we're going to do is we're just going to work together and everybody share the wealth, and we'll just put it all in one big pile. It doesn't work. Now, here are the most religious people at the time, and it doesn't work. It falls apart and gets so bad that they starve to death. And literally, the Indians fence them off and say, you guys are monsters. And they starve to death because they have no food, no way to make anything. And when the ships come to restock supplies and check on them, they literally find women eating their children and a man in his house eating his wife. I mean, it went insane. Now, how many of us are taught that story? Socialism was tried here in America.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just tried that one time. But our founders knew that. Our founders knew that. They saw what happens with socialism. In the 1840s, the Mormons tried. Because the Mormons are all being killed. They're very, very religious. I mean, have you ever met a Mormon? They're all like the nicest, sweetest. I mean, it's like, really, really. I remember the first Mormon that I met besides Pat. I went into one of the churches and the guy was like, we are so happy to have you here. We just love you so much. And I said, really? Do you? Give me 5 minutes. You'll hate my guts. Because I already hate yours.
And you should know that Pat is an exception to Mormon.
Yeah, he is.
He's
the two of us are big-time
Big
exceptions.
time exception.
Everybody else is much better than the two of us.
Out.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew.
Yeah, right.
So not to defame Mormons.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, we're leaving Harry Reid and Mitt Romney to do that. So they're the nicest group of people, and they're hardworking and they're industrious. Well, they're being chased across the mountains, and they're being chased out of the country. Utah's not even in the country anymore. They love their country. They're Americans. Joseph Smith was running for president as an abolitionist, by the way. That's how much he hated black people.
Mm-hmm.
He's killed. They're chased out. What happens? They realize, okay, we're really not going to make it unless a few things changes. And one of the things that we have to do is we have to share the wealth. Now, the first time I read about the history of the Mormons, I remember being in the church one day, and I said, you know, this concept here of Zion, you know what it sounds like? No, what is that? Marxism. I mean, I was on that road, 15 years ago. Marxism. And it didn't go over well. And they said, why is that? And I said, because share the wealth, put it all in one big pile, everybody works, and you share the wealth. And, as it is understood, that's really kind of the Moses theory, too.
Yeah,
because it didn't work with Moses either.
It wasn't administered by a government, though, and it wasn't done by force. It was everybody volunteered. Everybody put into a common pool, and then it was distributed equally.
But it
didn't work because there was jealousy, there was pettiness.
Humans were involved.
Humans
were involved, so it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't do it's called the law of consecration. You can't give everything, have everybody around. You have to do it by the barrel of the gun. Well, the Mormons weren't going to do that, so they just stopped doing it. Because the society was spiraling out of control. So if the goody two-shoes of the Pilgrims and the Mormons can't do it, it can't be done. Now, when Jesus comes, I have a feeling a lot of people are just going to be like, you're the Messiah. All right, I think I'm going to work for you for free. I'll just do whatever and I'll take what I need. I have a feeling when God arrives, we'll maybe do that. But until God... Not to be confused with Barack Obama. Until God arrives, it doesn't work. And maybe that's what the problem is with the Europeans. They don't see it because, I was going to say they've never tried it, but they do try it all the time, and it ends in millions and millions of deaths. So I don't know what it is. Maybe they just don't have what our founders did. Because what our founders did, and this is what I love about Occupy Wall Street, hey, everybody tweet an idea, what you think might work. We'll just do that. Most votes for a tweet. Oh my gosh, you kidding me? You're going to replace what the founders did? They went and they searched the greatest minds, the greatest books, all of history, trying to figure out exactly what worked, why it failed, exactly what happened through all of civilization, and all without Twitter. Believe it or not, without 141 characters, believe it or not. It's crazy, I know. They searched it out, they found it, and they said, okay, now look, this is why we have to have a representative republic. This is how we have to do it. This is why the votes, and this is why it's broken up this way, and this is why the districts have to be this way. They went from the Bible through history, all of it, turned it upside down and said, okay, none of that stuff has worked. How do we do it? They come up with this system, and we just throw it out. It's worked. It's worked. It hasn't worked well for a while because we don't even taught it anymore. We don't even know. How many people in the audience even knew the stories that I just told? And those aren't the important ones. How many know that the founders went out and they didn't just make this up. They turned over every culture and every civilization. These guys studied every culture of the past.
From Socrates on, all the way up to, Bacon and...
Bacon. Say that again. I like
Bacon,
that.
I know.
Oh.
Jeez, no, I don't want to talk bacon right now.
I know.
I haven't had bacon in a
meat.
week. Oh, bacon.
This is what this happens to you when you don't have bacon for 1 week?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
See him? I've never seen him
three
without...
more weeks?
I've never seen him go a week without meat. Never.
Oh, it's never happened?
Never. I've never seen
In
him.
your entire life?
No.
Since you started eating meat?
I don't think...
Since I've known him,
a
I've
month
never,
old, I
no.
think I was eating
or ice
T-bone.
cream. I don't know. I think I've seen you go a couple of weeks without ice cream.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen him go 40 days and 40
Without
nights
meat?
without meat or ice cream.
It's never happened.
I'm just going. I'm not doing the sugar. I'm not doing cake, ice cream, candy, any of that.
That's hard too. Yeah, it's really hard.
I was trying to tempt Pat yesterday by saying that shakes from McDonald's come from shake mix, not technically ice cream. So he could have a McDonald's shake. Frozen yogurt is an option, I believe, for him. Other dairy-based desserts, frozen sorbets. You got a lot of options here.
You're only cheating.
I did say ice cream. Sorbets are not.
You're only cheating God, and it's only the country.
Wait,
Well,
gelato?
That's what I decided.
Gelato is completely legitimate.
You know what? I think I could have gelato because gelato I think sucks.
Really?
And so that would make me pray.
Oh, I like gelato.
I'd have
I like
gelato
gelato
and
as
I'd
well.
pray and I'd be like, please, Lord, please save the country so I don't have to live in a country full of gelato. If that's what if Europe takes over, if the world goes to hell in a handbasket, we're all going to be eating gelato and Italian ice. What the hell is that?
Isn't that higher in butterfat or something? Isn't that what it makes?
know.
What makes it gelato?
I don't know. It's
No.
good, though.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so.
What about custard?
You know
go with
what?
custard?
I like custard.
I
Like
may
water
not have.
ice.
I may never have actually had any because it just pisses me off because it's foreign, right?
Well, you know what?
European.
The
Nothing
problem with
from
gelato,
Europe
two things. There's
good.
one, they give it to you in little tiny cups. Like, it's so small, it's insane. And two, they give you wooden spoons with it. I don't want to eat out of a wooden spoon. What year is this? You know what I mean? Can we move into this century?
So you
at
know
some
they
point?
only do that. You know why they do that? Being fancy.
Yeah, they're little tiny
European.
wooden spoons they give you.
They're trying to keep people like me out of the gelato store, and it works.
They're the
I was
muse
in-
of desserts.
Yeah, my wife and I were in New York, and we went for a walk. And there's up on Broadway. There's all these just highfalutin crap restaurants, and all I wanted was an ice cream cone. That's all I wanted. I mean, the biggest city in the country, open 24 hours a day. All I want is ice cream. The closest I can come is that little stupid, those little ball ice cream thing. What the hell?
You mean the astronaut ice cream?
Yeah, I'm not
ice cream of
4.
the future.
Okay, I'm not 4.
Thank you, Jeff.
What is it called?
Ice cream of the future.
Yeah. Stop.
The
I go
future
in there and I'm like,
sucks.
can I have regular ice cream? I don't want the little. I'm not in space and I'm not 4 years old. No, sir. I'm sorry. We don't have. All right. I go for a walk. Gelato store after gelato store after gelato store, and they were all. Bocelli was playing, and just shut up. Just give me some ice cream. What do you do? You're squeezing the tit of a cow and making it cold. I don't think it's all fancy pants, okay? You got crap on your shoes when you're coming in with a bucket on that. What?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not sure what the fascination is, but I think they have a lot of weird flavors of gelato.
I don't know. It just pisses me off. They'll have gelato. They'll have like rum raisin.
Seriously though, for the normal Glenn Beck portion of ice cream, you would have to order 8 large gelatos.
And I'm proud of that fact.
I've never seen anyone consume more ice cream than you, ever in my entire life.
40 days without it.
We've done eating contests with you and other staff members in which you, I would say, dominated the competition. And we're talking like half gallons in an hour. You're inhuman when it comes to consumption of ice cream. So I give you a lot of credit. You must really want Romney to win.
Oh, beyond belief. And that's why my prayers have changed.
You must really not
for
like
40
Marxism.
days and 40 nights. He's not having meat or ice cream, and I'm not having any sweets or any cake. I grew up in a bakery.
Mm-hmm.
This is not, my body
serious.
is out of whack. This is serious. I haven't had a cookie. I made cookies on Sunday for somebody who, was with the kids this weekend. I actually went home with my daughter, and I'm making cookies, and she's licking icing off, and she's eating right out of and I'm like, Lord, hear my prayer.
And Lord's like,
Romney, please. Romney.
Like, don't make cookies if you're trying not to eat cookies.
Makes me pray with more urgency.